Now we have our third speaker, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Janaka Ratnakumara. He has a very distinguished profile. He is a postgraduate in diversified areas from sustainable energy to finance to different subjects. His graduation in mechanical and manufacturing engineering makes him an envious 360-degree professional. Through the toughest times, environmentally speaking, he is the professional the world needs as he is an expert in ISO auditing, energy management, cleaner production, and green building practices. He is the right person for us to enlighten us on current challenges that our industry is facing right now. He also introduced innovative practices in areas like digital printing, augmented reality exercise books, and digital loyalty card system. Mr. Janaka Ratnakumara is an achiever of many awards, both national and international, and is a much sought after speaker. We are fortunate to have him amidst us, and let us welcome him with a big round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for the nice introduction. First, I thank you very much for the Telangana Offset Printing Association for inviting me to do a presentation and share our experience and knowledge with you all here in Hyderabad. So, first, look at my first slides in the presentation. Fourth International Conference, that is theme today, Telangana Offset Printing Association. Current challenges and opportunities in the printing and packaging industry. Right? We will see what are the current challenges that we have Sri Lanka, in India, as we discussed now, in Singapore, as well as in the Europe. Then we will see what are the grow with cost-effective production practices for better profitability. I am going to allocate more of slides in my presentation to this part. Right? Why? This is the main important part in printers. Basically, you can acquire that knowledge and we can directly go there back to your workplace and you can implement it. Then you can get the result back with a very short period of time. Right? Finally, if we can do that, then with the strong future strategies, we can go for a growth and innovative future. So, look at the next slide. Current challenges and opportunities in the printing and packaging industry. When you talk, those are some common challenges that we have in the industry. Digital transformation, the shift from traditional printing methods to the digital technologies poses challenges for many printing businesses. Adapting to digital processes and investing in new technologies can be costly and time-consuming. Environmental concerns. I will show you more slides how we have adapted to the best environmental friendly practices and operations. Here, the printing industry has faced criticism for the environmental impact, particularly in terms of paper consumption and waste. Sustainable practices and eco-friendly alternatives are becoming increasingly important. Right? What's the third challenge? The third challenge is competition from online media. With the rise of digital media, there's a decline in the demand for traditional printed materials such as newspapers, magazines, and brochures. Printers need to find innovative way to stay relevant in the digital age. Look at the number 4, rise in cost. Right? Fluctuation in the prices of the raw materials such as paper and ink can affect the cost of production for printing businesses. Managing these costs while remaining competitive is a constant challenge. The last, change in consumers' behaviors, the very important one. We need to understand this very carefully. The way consumers access information has changed, with many form in digital formats. Right? So, printers must adapt to these changes and find the ways to add value to printed materials to attract and retain customers. Those are the common challenges that we have as an industry. When you talk about the challenges that we had and we have now in Sri Lanka, Because of the COVID-19 pandemic situation, Sri Lanka, just like a country, like we depend with the tourism and foreign employment. Because of the 2 years continuous shutdown, right, our foreign currency availability significantly came down in the central bank. So we didn't have any single dollar to import material. Right, we had to find dollars from the black market at the rate of 435. At that time, USD dollar rate was about 330 rupees. The rupee was badly depreciated by 35%. So, bank interest rate increased from 8% to 32%. So, a monthly interest cost, right, was over 115 million or 100 millions in Sri Lankan rupees. You can say about over 25 million in Indian rupees currency. Then the next challenge was the government imposed two new taxes. One is social security tax. That is about 2.5% they monthly charge from our monthly total revenue, not from our profit. Whatever the revenue we generate, the government charged 2.5% from the total revenue. Then VAT increased from 8% to 15%. So, because of the Russian and Ukraine war, the Sri Lanka basically, import print paper material from Russia and other countries. So Russia was almost, the supply chain system was blocked. So we had to, that not only us, but also all India has also, the newsprint price increased from $590 to $1,150, right? Then fuel price increased by 200%, 115 rupees to 350, 275 rupees now. The electricity cost increased by 450 rupees to 500%. 450% to 500%, right? So, those are the main challenges that we have been facing last 2.5 to 3 years' time. Okay, in addition to the general challenges as a, Sri Lanka, we have all the challenges that I have discussed with you. So, we'll see what are the opportunities that we have. If we can positively look into this, we can get some opportunities even in this ecosystem, right? Customization and personalization. The print industry can leverage digital technologies to offer customized and personalized printing services. This can include personalized packaging, promotional materials, and even personalized books. Packaging innovation as e-commerce continues to grow. There is an increased demand for innovations and sustainable packaging solutions. Printers can explore new materials and printing techniques to meet this demand. Right? Printed electronics, as was discussed in the previous presentation, the integration of electronic with printing open up avenues for printed sensors, smart packaging, and other electronic functionalities. This intersections of print and electronics is a promising area for growth. Focus on sustainable practices. Embracing sustainability not only addressing environmental concerns but also cater to the growing demand for eco-friendly products. Right? Printers can differentiate themselves by adopting sustainable practices in their production processes. We have already implemented those production practices. I will show you in this next couple of slides. Augmented reality integration. By integrating AR with printed materials such as packaging or advertisements in the newspapers and magazines now, we added augmented reality to the exercise book covers, textbooks, inner pages to show them the reactions in the laboratories in the science book, science laboratories. We can see science book, that they can see the real reactions, right? what is happening in videos. Likewise, so then cross-media integrations, combinations print with digital channels can create powerful marketing campaigns. Printers can offer integrated solutions that span both print and online platforms, providing a holistic approach to the marketing. So, now we will discuss grow with cost-effective production practices for better profitability. Most of those best productive and sustainable practices that we have already implemented in our operation plants. Okay, this is about our company. It is Vijay Newspapers Limited. It's a leading newspaper printing and publishing company in Sri Lanka. We have over 65% market share. Our turnover is about annual turnover in Sri Lankan rupees 8 billion. When you talk about in Indian rupees, some 2.12 billion per annum. When you talk about in USD, 25 million per year. As a head of operations and head of the company, my hourly task is $2,800 per every single hour. Right? That is my KPI that was given to me. We need to earn $2,800 per every single hour in the day. Right? So that's the targets. So we have 15 publications, 3 daily publications with 2 local language and 1 English language, 2 English language and 2 local language daily publications, and 2 local language Sunday publications and 1 English Sunday publications we call Sunday Times, and some publications like kids, women and children, IT magazines and some other magazines. As we discussed, we have already moved to the online publications and social media. So we have, that online Lankadeepa, Daily Mirror Online, Tamil Mirror Online, Hi Online, Times, likewise Daily FT, Daily Financial Times. All publications are, you can see now online, and social media as well. Yes, now I will bring to you to the sustainable practices that we have implemented there, right? I will share with you. Yes, first one, cleaner production practices. Cleaner production is one of the very good sustainable practices that you can easily implement in your organization or in your factory. In a simple place, right? When you talk about the grain productivity, Japanese concept. Second, number 3, responsible care. Number 4, chemical leaching practices. Number 5, industrial symbiosis. Next. Number 6, carbon footprint calculation. Then water footprint calculation, life cycle analysis, green engineering practices, and finally energy management and conservation practices. Right? We have implemented 10 sustainable practices under one roof. This is the only plant in Sri Lanka. You can see 10 sustainable practices have already been implemented in one company. Thank you very much. I will give brief introduction about cleaner production, why you can easily go through this and you can start this from tomorrow onwards in your organizations. The cleaner production looks at your input resources, right? You need to look at what are the input resources and how it flows through the processes. Then you can see how it flows through your processes. Then you can identify what are the waste. Each and every single input has a waste. You try to identify the waste and you need to quantify those waste and try to eliminate those waste, right? So, and eliminate waste and toxicity of all the emissions. Yeah, this is a simple diagram. Cleaner production means this is a continuous preventive integrated system, right? Integrated strategy that you can apply to not only the processes but also products as well as services, right? So, to increase your efficiency in your organization, and also you can reduce the operation cost, you can eliminate the risk of your businesses and improve environmental performance and reduce cost, and finally it will be a competitive advantage. right? At the end of the operation, once you implemented it, your carbon footprint will be automatically come down. You can say that we are the lowest carbon emission product manufacturer in our region, in our country, right? Likewise, when we move into the next, I will give some brief introduction. You first identify your processors in your printing system. Pre-press operation, what are the processors in pre-press, what are the processors in press, what are the processors in post-pressed. First, note down this, the process flow diagram, PFDs. Identify this side, we have given the input materials and all the inputs. Paper, ink, water, chemicals, right? Packing materials, energy, compressor, everything there as inputs. Then waste, right? Output go to the next operation, that means press. Again press, you can identify what are the input materials and what are the waste. Quantify those waste, right? Then you can identify the post press. And finally, from start to end, you need to do a process flow diagram. You need to analyze your inputs as well as your wastes. Quantify them, and then you can add some value to those wastes. Move to the next slide. Yes, input, this is a universal equation. We all know input equal output plus waste. One more, yes. Waste is a valuable resource, but if it is at the wrong place or in the wrong form or wrong time, then we call it a waste. I will show you what we have done for our waste. We have added value to our waste. We don't have waste in our operation. Zero waste. Waste means those are our valuable resources. Look at next slide. Your waste material should be someone's raw material. We import ink from India, from Huber. But this ink drum, that's a waste for us. Earlier we didn't have proper solution for that. We just sold it to the market, but 200 rupees, 500 rupees. But now I found a washer manufacturer in the industry. He used to buy very clean, plain steel sheets from the market. So we negotiated with him. We asked him, why you are buying very clean and new steel sheet? Instead of that same gauge you can use from our used ink drum. We reduced his material cost by 50%, and also we added value to our waste. We have some value for our waste now. Our waste is now someone else's raw material. We call this concept industrial symbiosis. These are very simple. These are not rocket science. Small change, yes, you can do a significant big difference, right? Moving to the next slide. Look at this, the waste, oil and sludge, kerosene and all. We send to the brass manufacturers. They use those sludge oil to their furnaces as initial oil to burn their furnaces. Again, our waste is someone else's raw material. We call industrial symbiosis. What we have done here, we have closed the loop. Now there's no loop to generate waste. We have closed the loop, right? Moving to the next. Look and see, the secret is separation. If you can separate waste, then only you can add value to those waste. Otherwise, it is a garbage. It's a mix, we call it a garbage. We can't add any values to those garbage, right? We have one slide back, we have given color coded bins in the factory premises as well as inside the press and canteen. After that we collected waste, we temporarily store those waste management center till we add values, right? You can see this is a cleaner production concept. Then that first it asks to improve the good housekeeping practice. If you want to implement the cleaner production, you need to start from housekeeping. Moving to the next slide, you can see what is the tool that we have used. We could do a cultural change through Japanese 5-year system. you can see this is our factory premises. The Japanese 5S means Seiri, Seiton, Seiso, Seikutsu and Shitsuke. Those 5 S's help us to completely change our environment. It is a philosophy for us. It's not a concept. Right? You can see the next slide. This is the factory premises and office and electrical and mechanical workshops, spare parts, material stores. Moving to the next. Then the cleaner production practice also input substitutions. You can substitute some environmental friendly chemicals, environmental friendly plates and low mileage plates, etc., etc. We also introduce some, environmental friendly chemicals. Sometimes we use vegetable based ink to print very value added products. Moving to the next slide. We introduced Sonora XP process P plate as well as Technova process P plate. We use 50-50, right? So you can see the annual saving. We don't have now processor. We have only CTP machine. Some time back we had image setter. The environmental hazardous chemical came from it. They introduced wastewater treatment plants. After that, I will show you. After that, we shifted to the chemical or water-free technology. Right? Moving to the next slide. Yeah. Then better process control. You can see you need to understand each and every processes in your organization. If you can, as I explained earlier, that if you can first identify the PPES operation, what are the processes in PPES operations? Right? If you can identify, then you can develop some best practices. You can identify, you can develop some the concept and also operation procedures, SPOs, standard operation procedures. Right? Then you know that operators or printers, they can use the correct operation procedures. Otherwise, if they use incorrect procedures, sometimes they might create unnecessary waste or shutdowns, mean power waste, energy waste, right, material waste and time waste. Right? Likewise, so we implemented the ISO 50001 2015. It helps us significantly, right, reduce our waste, right? And also we have given KPI for each and every operations. Several KPIs for CTP, several KPIs for the printing plant, maintenance, electrical. The electrical department, we have given only 20 minutes shutdown per day. They can't shut down the machine more than 20 minutes per day. Right? Spare part finding time. If you want to replace spare parts, so you need tools, something like that. Searching time is 10 seconds. Right? Because we print newspapers. We need to print and distribute all over the Sri Lanka. Right? Following day by 6 a.m. newspapers should be available all over the Sri Lanka. So we don't have backup printing machineries. So we need to run whatever the available machineries with highest efficiency and productivity. So we have developed concept to get maximum benefit from the technologies and people. Right? Moving to the next slide. Equipment modification. You can see, modify the existing production equipment and utilities in order to run the processes at higher efficiency or lower waste. You can see we have done some retrofitted technologies. Next slide. We introduced Kaizen suggestion system to do those changes. We have given each and every employee 2 Kaizen suggestions per month. Every month employee will have to come up with 2 Kaizen suggestions. At the end of the year, they will have to give minimum 24 Kaizen suggestions. We have added that on our appraisal system. They can't take last 20 marks if they have not reached the 24 target KPI. So whatever their workplace, right? You can sit, I can sit like this, no, tomorrow I can say, no, if I can have that support, then I can do more efficient than this. Some ergonomic practices, something like that. They will have to come up with new ideas. Every month 2 ideas from an employee. Right, so that actually Kaizen help us a lot. Kaizen mean Japanese concept again. Kai mean change, Sen mean good. Change better than now, right? Tomorrow is better than today. That's the concept that we use. Right, you can see some Kaizen system, in our traditional printing machines, we had a spiral dampening system. Sometimes we use quarter pages and half pages, so then we can't control water and chemicals. It automatically run. So what we did, that just like injectors in the car, we introduced that, nozzle system, we retrofit to our old traditional printing machine. So this helps us reduce about more than 50% water consumption and chemical consumption. Look at very small Kaizen suggestion. Earlier, that we unloaded 20 containers per month, just before the COVID, 40 feet containers, 20 per month, right? So then we had to hire 2 forklifts. Why? That this is the unloading bay, containers come here, then when we unload the reels, paper reels from the reel, the container will raise little bit, about 3 inches, 4 inches. Then this forklift grabber can't go inside because of the height difference. So our operator came, sir, if we can develop a small mechanical platform, height adjustable platform, then we don't want drag another forklift. We can send same forklift inside and bring. We reduce, we stop the second forklift. Now 50% energy saving, 50% emission saving, 50% manpower saving, right? 100% time efficiency increase. Now we use only one. These ideas came from employees. Why? We have developed the culture, Kaizen culture. They have to think all the time, everywhere. Every time to think about what we can do next, what we can do next, likewise. So these, wonderful ideas came from operators. Then look at this, the baking oven. So the longer run production, 400,000 papers, we had to use, 4 set of plates, because average run length was 100,000. So we introduced again oven, or offline baking oven, only for the long run productions, right? That helps us to improve the runnability of the plates. Moving to the next slide. This is another Kaizen came from this operator. Earlier that, baking oven, at a time we can insert only 4 set of plates. We need to keep 10 minutes at a 280 degrees Celsius. That was a bottleneck in our operation. That we were thinking what we can do, we need to buy 2 bakers, right? It's expensive again, power cost and all. Then this operator told that, so if we can make a jig like that, we can insert 4 plates, instead of 4, we can insert 8 plates. We scientifically proved it, yes, we tried it, we insert into the baking oven and paste that temperature strip and check whether it's equal temperature transformed to the all 8 plates. Yet it was. So finally, it helped us to increase, our productivity, efficiency by 100%, and also we reduce time, save manpower, right? Energy, 100%, 50% saving. A small idea, but big saving to the organization. Similar, another example, Kaizen proposal. Earlier we didn't have solution to handle these rails, on the floor they put with the rope, 2-3 floor operators handle it. The reel edges damage and also, floor damage, that we need to remove a lot of paper. There was a, huge paper waste. Then we think, that railway system track, we thought that why can't we develop a small track? So we fabricated inside this kind of railway track system. So now one operator can handle very, easily one reel to a 400 kilos or 380 kilograms reel without any effort. Right? The next slide. Yeah, those are the, the Kaizen suggested practices that we have. Then we talk about some technological changes. When we talk about the technological changes, you can see that all technologies are every year coming with the new innovations, and also we thought that, yeah, this is our factory. We started this operation in 2006, right? Then we installed with the 14 number of 5-line monograph towers, right? So then we improved it further, because those are, shafts connected and single motors, 3 motors per 7 towers with an folder. So time taken, about more than 20 to 30 minutes required to load the 7 towers plates, right? So we thought that, next slide, the technological developments, we need to reduce the downtime or the setting time. Now we need only 15 times to set all the 56 plates. Shaftless towers, no mechanically connected, individual shaft towers we can inch and load the plate. No need to wait till load the previous tower. So it is energy efficient technologies, 50%, nearly about 20% average overall energy saving was there. Moving to the next. So this is the pre-pest operations. We have FERAC and also we have CIP3 technologies all. So we did some business process re-engineering. Moving to the next slide. Yeah, these are the new FERAC system because curing time is the newspapers will take time. So we introduce conveyor, the gripper conveyor system instead of the belt conveyor. So it helps us to improve the quality of the product, especially newspapers. Moving to the next slide. Yeah, this is the another business process re-engineering projects that we did. We introduced central ink room, all 21 towers, and also central compressed air distribution system, compressors, central chiller rooms. The compressed air also, we have variable load, fixed load as well as variable load. That means VFDs. When we come to above the 40% or above, then VFDs run. So we are very, that precisely design our equipment with the new technologies. Moving to the next. Next step of peanut production means on-site recovery and reuse. We have introduced so many in-house recovery and reuse system. Moving to the next slide. You can see. Earlier, I saw you, we have introduced separation system. Waste separation is the secret. Now we have separated waste in the canteen, food waste. This food waste is sent into the biogas generation unit. One click. So then we generate biogas that we use in our canteen. Thank you very much. It helps us to reduce about 15 to 20% of LPG usage. Yes, not only that, but also we use every single of chemicals or processed water sent into our central process wastewater treatment plant, and we treat the water, and 100% we treat our processed water and we use in the gardening. We don't use water for the gardening, 100% process waste water, recycled water we use in our garden now. Not only that, but also that there are about 200 operators, they stay in the, we have 24 hours operations. So they will have to have a shower, they will have to wash their uniforms and all. So they use soaps and detergents. We are very environmental concerned company, so we don't want to send even chemical, even detergent or soap mixed water to the environment. We treat that water to another wastewater treatment plant. That's our second process effluent treatment plant. After treating this water, we get some value from those. What we do? We use sprinkler system and add to the rooftop, because that engineering heat transfers, there are 3 modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection and radiation. Mainly in this kind of building, heat comes from the rooftop. So if we can cool the roof, we can reduce the mechanical ventilation's energy consumption. We can reduce about 30 to 20% energy consumption in your air conditioned system, your mechanical ventilation. So what we do, all our waste, we have added some value to the wastewater now. It is recirculating again and again now. So now our electricity saving in ventilation and improve the human comfort. Yes, not only that, that we have soundproof entire press room. Actually, this is my design. I did this for my chartered engineers example. So I got the award. This project was selected for the best environmental design and granted 5 million Sri Lanka rupees from the Netherlands government for e-friendly projects. All our printing presses as well as generators are soundproofed. That means we are concerned our neighbor, right? I always think, if I am living there, am I comfortable or not? If we can develop that mindset in our, right, then we can develop a lot in our organization. Moving to the next. Yes. Then electricity, using electricity efficiency. we have done a lot of development in energy management. We are the Sri Lanka's first ISO 50001 2018 certification winner in printing sector. Right? Moving to the next slide, I will show you how we designed the building. You can see we tried to get maximum natural lights. We don't use any artificial light daytime. 12 hours we tried to run with natural lights. In 2006, when we were developing our printing plant, we went with the traditional water-cooled package air conditioning, but later we introduced variable frequency drive chiller. It's a very intelligent chiller. It can identify how many printing towers are now, what is the heating load. According to the heating load, it will increase its working load. If it is a 2 towers or 3 towers, then only 40%, less than 40% it runs partially load. When we run all towers, then heat generates more, then automatically air condition, the heat will supply more air condition. It helps us to reduce our air conditioned electricity cost by 50%. There was a grant, not grant, actually loan, the environmental friendly loan from the Sri Lankan bank. So we applied and we got, and we introduced this technology. Within 3 years, we recovered the cost from the savings. Next. Yeah, this is this very sophisticated variable peak drive chiller. Next. As I told you at the beginning, in 2006, and before we had a image setter technology, environmental hazardous. They were in a red zone, so we introduced CTP, not only the CTP, also we introduced effluent treatment plant and environmental friendly chemicals. Then next, not only that, we introduced operational best practices to pre-test operations, production to reduce the chemical consumption. We measure specific chemical consumption. To print 1 ton of newspaper, what is your water consumption? What is your chemical consumption? What is your energy consumption? To print 1 ton of newspaper, we consume only 140 kilowatt hours energy. 140 to 145 kilowatt hours, otherwise 145 units. Our benchmark was the lowest in the region in energy consumption. You can see we introduced the processless CTP technology and chemical-free, water-free, right? It helped us a lot. Material saving, manpower saving, energy saving, reduce emissions, water savings, and finally it improved productivity, reduce cost, eco-friendliness, and improve our profits. This is another simple examples that we introduced. Another Kaizen suggestion system came from operator. We have 700 width millimeter with paper. Earlier we used 750 with plates. Right? I asked why 750 with we use, because our paper is 700. No, that we had been using for the last 20 years and a lot of theories and discover. They didn't give any opportunity to me to change it. But we ordered 100 plates from the Technova. We asked them to send only, I didn't want to take the risk, so I asked them to send 720 instead of 700. Right, by keeping 10 millimeter chance both sides. Then you can see the saving, we use about 15,000 plates per month, $10,000 per annum. But now we are going further, reduced to 700. You can see this is the, the real, but when we print 130 diameter, 1000 to 130, 1000 is the maximum diameter. Minimum, when we come to 130, printing machine automatically change the reel. We have auto pasters. Right? Then we thought that, that another, 5.5 kilogram is complete waste. We can't use it. Then I thought, what we can do for this? So then we discussed with all engineering team. We asked them to, we discussed with the manograph, why can't we reduce this, another 10 millimeter? We asked in only 10 millimeter. So then they help us to reduce that. You can see we reduce from 130 to 120. Look at the saving. Right, 3,000, 32,000, over 30,000 US dollars we can save from manna. This is the cleaner production. The wonderful tool, it's just like a philosophy. This helps us to improve our production efficiency, improve environmental performance, improve social bottom line, and reduce our cost. Moving to the next. I am not going to detail you any other system like that because we don't have time, but we have introduced Just like another advanced sustainable practices, another one is called chemical leasing. We don't buy chemical, we lease the chemical, right? We ask our supplier, you supply chemical, we pay only for the good copies. Then he is very smart, he use good material, raw material, right, and send only correct volume to us. We improved system, there are no waste stream, right, unnecessarily. So he is also win, we also win, environmental also win. It's a win-win-win situation. Otherwise, all empty 2 kgs or 1 kg finally we send back to the environment. It's hazardous for the environment. So this chemical is a new concept. First time we introduced in Sri Lanka in 2010. We won the global award. Go to the next slide. This is about what is the chemical leasing. This is a business model. 2 actors are there. Essential main actor is the chemical supplier and chemical user. Other actors, equipment suppliers, recycling disposal companies, national government, quality assurance, consultants, and UNIDO. UNIDO helped us to implement this actually. Move to the next slide. We won this, this is our chemical leasing case study. UNIDO's manual, it is published in that page. That is me some time back in 2010, right? So, moving to the next slide, you can see the award, chemical leasing global award in 2010. Yes, then another wonderful fact is called responsible care practice. Responsible care means again chemical management principle. We take the responsibility from port, if we are importing any chemical, then you should have a responsible transportation system, responsible storage system, responsible handling system, responsible using system, and responsible disposal system. If we have all in responsible manner, you can easily get that responsible care international certification. Right? We are one of the main companies in Sri Lanka. First time we got the responsible care practice in 2012 or 15. Move to the next slide. Yes. Then carbon footprint calculation. You all know about what is carbon footprint, so I am not going to describe it further. Right? Move to the next slide. We calculate our annual carbon footprint. It's about somewhere around 2,600 metric tons. Now, after that, we introduce best practices to reduce it. Water calculation, water footprint calculation. We calculate water footprint as well. Sri Lanka, because it's an island, we need to protect our Mother Earth, right? We don't have, land like India, very small, so water streams are everywhere in Colombo city as well. Our strategy is to, we can drink water from our national reservoirs. That's the government policy, right? But unfortunately, a couple of years, some are not good enough, but some are little bit polluted. So next one. Yes, the next one is life cycle assessment. We are not going to discuss it as well, but I just want to show the sustainable practices that you can easily implement in printing sector. Yeah, this is the way you can, how to calculate your life cycle assessment in your operations. Earlier we had that circular economy principle. We import material from any other country, we print and we distribute, and after that user send that back to the environment. The linear economy principle. Now what we do, the user, right, we collect it back and send back to the manufacturer. We circulate it, that new principle called circular economy principle, right? Now we sold newspaper, we have developed a mechanism in Sri Lanka to collect our sold newspapers back. Then we collect, then we send it back to our manufacturer, recycle plant in Indonesia. Right, that is called the circular economy. The next, yeah, this is the way we calculate the life cycle assessment. So, in addition to that, we have done, so many more green and energy efficient practices. Yeah, you can see, in 2016-18 time, we developed a golden rule. We call it 20-20-20 rule. I wanted to implement the 20-20 rule. Why? By 2020, because 2020 is a round figure, round year, so we decided to reduce our energy consumption by another 20% compared to 2016. And also, we wanted to increase our efficiency, energy efficiency by 20% by 2020 from 2016 baseline data. And also, producing 20% energy from our own renewable resources. That was our golden rule that we developed in 2018. Right? Look at now next slide. Yes, we introduced the rooftop solar system, almost 1 megawatt system, 808 kilowatt. Annually, we generate about we can generate about 1,000 more over 1,000 megawatt hours and 22 million rupees per annum. Right? We can reduce from that even nearly 800 metric tons of carbon dioxide. Move to the next slide. This is the plant, this is our rooftop that we have introduced it, the launch day. Move to the next slide. Yes, this is our next plan. We have proposed green factory building. Not only the newspapers, we are diversifying into the stationaries now and also some other commercials and digitals in the future. Then we implemented energy management system and energy audit, diagnosis and energy audit. You can see. Again, the Japanese government helped me to, I applied for a grant. So APO, Asian Productivity Organization, actually they came and they helped me to implement this. So we are the, the first Sri Lankan company who got this certification from APO. Next. Yes, so we have developed energy policy. I want to show you, that it's important. Even if you are going to purchase any material or any equipment or any light bulb, simple light bulb, we follow the energy policy principle, right? So you can download what is the energy policy. If you can develop this kind of very precise policy, then you can control a lot of things. You can improve your energy efficiency in your organization. Annual basis we update it, right? So then we did a comprehensive analysis about energy consumption. We did a Pareto analysis. That Pareto says about 80% of your consumption, energy consumption, from your 20% of your equipment. That is this range. Those are the main three printing machine, compressors and air conditioners. Those are the three equipment consume 80% of our total energy. So if I can concentrate about those three equipment and introduce best energy management principles, we can reduce energy consumption significantly, right? Likewise, we have identified the significant energy users and we have provided solutions to reduce the energy consumption. Move to the next slide. Yes, you can see from compared to 2015, 2017, our energy consumption, reduction, right, over 50%, over 46% we reduced within 2 years, right? Earlier, our monthly energy cost was 8 million, it was reduced to 2 million after this operation, right, project. Move to the next. Yes, not only that, this is a continual process actually. Every month, every 2 weeks, we analyze our energy data. We have fixed sub-meters everywhere, CTP separate, printing machine separate, each line we have separate meters. Water pumping separate, canteen separate, administration separate, and we have developed separate ENPIs, that means special KPIs, energy KPIs for those areas. And we benchmark. We select best operator, best department every month, and we reward them. Yes, and in addition to that, we implemented some TPS, Toyota production system. That very good manufacturing system in the world. You can buy that TPS book and easily you can implement these best practices. Then quality circles, right? Again, quality circles, that also Japanese concept. Small group activities, we divided 6 operators for each small groups. Then we asked them to come up with new projects, new savings ideas. If they can come up with some ideas, then they can implement and if they can get that saving, then at the end of the year we reward them. We give some awards and also we give additional increment to the selected employees in the organization. Yes, not only that, but also you can see we introduced some rainwater harvesting system. This is another project that I developed. We have in previous slide you saw that we have nearly 1 megawatt rooftop solar system. We need to wash it time to time, nearly about 6 months, 4 months time. So we develop rainwater harvesting system to, right, wash those panels, right. Our policy is even we try to collect single water drops that come to our rooftop. We try to collect it and reuse. We don't have a huge tank, otherwise we can collect and we can use it again and again. Not only that, that air conditioning system, there's a small water drop, condensation. We collect those condensations Annually, I collect 240,000 liters from air conditions and reuse. Those are condensed water. Right? Those are the water management practices that we do. Right? Moving to the next slide. Yes. Then finally, those are the long-term strategies that we have developed. Proposed project of carbon neutral newspaper printing company by generating 100% renewable energy from our own renewable resources. Why? I told at the beginning, 450% our energy cost was increased by the last, compared to last September, now it is 450% increased. So we have planned to generate our own energy from the renewable energy sources. How? First one is we have done this feasibility study. 1 megawatt on-grid solar power system, the Bingriamin area name, where we have coconut plantation, right? We are going to use some abandoned lands for that, about 2 acres, to fix 1 megawatt solar system. It is nearly about 4 acres. So then, next one, because you know that solar we can generate only daytime, but night time we have planned to use that coconut plantation. We have undercrop in our energy trees now. We call gliricidia. We can cut it and feed into the furnaces and generate electricity. This is biomass energy. Another 1 megawatt we are going to generate from the biomass. Then at the end, next slide, you can see this will be the Sri Lanka's first hybrid power plant. Renewable hybrid power plant. 1 megawatt from solar, another 1 megawatt from gliricidia, biomass. So then you know that we are going to generate our own electricity. We can generate more than 5 gigawatt hours per annum, but we need only 3.5 gigawatt annum. Then in future, in 2 or 3 years time, we are not only the printing company, we are an energy company as well. Yes, those are the some outcomes from those small projects that we implemented. Total annual savings from small practices, kaizens, cleaner production, green productivity, etc., about US dollars, about 285,000. Those practices, 5S's, kaizen, cleaner production, green productivity, TPS, life cycle, carbon footprint, and also ISO standard, one back. We have few ISO 9001, ISO 14001, OSAS, and ISO 45001 now, and ISO 50001 energy management system, and this is printing standard, ISO 12647-3. We are the only printing company in Sri Lanka who has that ISO 12647-3 standard. Right? We won in, yes, next slide. Yes, you know that how we do those best practices. We develop a research and development unit. We do research with students, university students. All state and private sector universities, we have given them to come and do their implant training in our factory. But we offer them an action plan, right? They need to do some research and developments, right? And not only Sri Lankan students, but also as we discussed today, last 5 years, Sweden, KTH University sending their students to Sri Lanka to do research. Actually, that hybrid energy project was developed by my students from Sweden, KTH University. They sent 12 KTH master students to Sri Lanka to do this research. 2 Indian students were also there. So then they developed with me, and then now we are going to implement it. Right? Next. Those are those strategic developments in printing sector, in industry. Also, we developed a new master program, master degree in energy and circular economy. First time in Sri Lanka by collaborating 3 European universities, KTH Sweden, Central Soplex France, and 20 Netherlands, with 3 Sri Lankan engineering faculties. We are the only industrial partner, right? We do a lot of researchers, and we launched this master degree program. There are about 150 students are following. Last 30th of March, we launched that program. We helped, the communities and universities and general public. Not only the printing organization, we have a three P's, right? Profit, planet, and, right? All that sustainability means economical development, environmental development, and social development. All 3 we are maintaining very well, right? Moving to the next slide. Yes, those are some international practices and projects that we have shared. This is the European Summer School project. I did this project with them. right? Likewise, in India, and also this is in India, Vanifra. Likewise, some Sri Lankan universities, some entrepreneurs development programs, entrepreneur incubators. We develop a lot of things, right, to do some services to our society. Yeah. Then some affiliation, the next slide. So then some, as a visiting lecturers, we share our knowledge and experience with the Sri Lankan students. And next, yeah. So we were facilitated by Sri Lanka Association of Printers and also some local universities. Next. Yeah, this is my university where I did my first engineering degree as a student of Rohana University, honoring donors, alumni who have held leadership positions at various levels, nationally and internationally, and generally released their knowledge and creativity to release research skill for the development of the country. So that's what, and I am the only engineer I got this award for facilitation from the university. So this is the APU project. I told that we implemented a very good energy efficiency and management project. So we got award from Japan, APU headquarters, Tokyo. We published a book, manual, to other printers and other manufacturing organizations in the country. They can use this book and they can easily implement energy management system in their organization as well. Right? Now, not only this, but also we implemented another project. When I was at the COVID, I didn't have anything to do. So again, I write to Japan, APU, they granted me another project called MFCA, Material for Cost Accounting. That is a new ISO standard. That standard name ISO 14051. We are the first company in Sri Lanka, we introduced it. Because COVID time, by using Zoom technology, we transfer the knowledge from Japan to Sri Lanka. And we introduced it and we won the certificate first time in Sri Lanka in 2020-21. Right? Next slide. Yeah, again we publish a book. You can see this is a material flow cost accounting practical manual. Now any Sri Lankan, not only Sri Lankan but also any printer or manufacturing organization, they can implement, they can use this book and they can easily implement 14,051 as well. Yes, this is our sustainability report. We annually make a sustainability report, right? So the green thinking, so this is our 2020 sustainability report. Based on the UN 17 goals, we have addressed all 17 goals in this manual. This is only cover page. We don't have to share it with you now, right? But we'll upload to our website in future if you want. If you are interested in seeing how sustainable report, you can also develop your own sustainable report for your organization. Right. So because of those actually we were awarded, right, national and international, National Green Award, National Cleaner Production Award, National Productivity Award, National Energy Efficiency Award, Taiki 5S Award from Japan, and also move on to the next slide. You can see many more. National Quality Circle Award, Global Chemical Leasing Award, Quality Award from Sri Lanka Association of Printers, Certificate of Conformity ISO 14001, Certificate of Conformity ISO 50001, and Responsible Care Award, Responsible Care, Sri Lanka Paint, National Energy Efficiency, likewise. There are a lot. And also last year, 2021, actually we won the Platinum Award for the Environmental Best Practices, Clean Production Award. This is the highest award we can win in the country. Thank you very much. So this is the ISO 12647 award that I got New Delhi in 2019. Moving to the next. Those are some certifications for our best practices. So those are the key messages. I'm going to give you 5 key messages to you. What's the first one? Be open to technology. For any companies, whether we like it or not, our future target market are tech savvy, right? Individuals who look forward for the most practical and simplest things in life as they are born after the internet. Despite that, our current customers where their money is, Gen X, are open to new technology and embrace it. The second message, positive sentiment towards future target market. In addition, it is important for us to go digital in order to secure our future target market. Why? Who are still neutral from typical sentiment. We can build and project a new image of our future target market by leveraging on what their performances are and embark on the effort to fulfill it. Number 3, building brand loyalty via digital marketing. It is very important, right? In order for any businesses to build brand loyalty among younger target market, it is vital for us to keep on engaging with them through the medium and method of communication that speaks to them the most, right? Keep in mind that they are the most educated generation to date, and that makes them technology and information savvy. Therefore, digital marketing could be the key to their hearts, right? Innovation is the key. Innovation does not necessarily mean coming up with new products that do not exist in the market yet, but innovation can come from the way we do things or the service that we offer to complement our products. Technology can be the catalyst towards enhancing customer experience, and we just need to find how it will serve our businesses. Look at that, innovation is a state of mind. Think, if I can collect water from my air condition drain, it's annually 245,000 liters. You can think, environment, look at surrounding your environment, you can think what we can do, what we can save, right? Go to the next slide, the last but not least. Efficiency, effectiveness and sustainability of the businesses are the key areas to be focused, right? Effectiveness and efficiency, and also productivity, and finally sustainable production system. This is the future. If we have this low carbon product, you can go to the USA and say, that's how Sri Lanka in the very big, the market, garment industry, MAS and Brandis were the top list in the world, because 10-15 years back, actually we didn't have those two companies, MAS and even Brandix and Hydromony. Now they acquire the entire world market in fabric garment industry by doing sustainable manner, right? Moving to the next slide. Yes, finally, are we ready to line up with AI? AI means, artificial intelligence, yes, we are ready, but AI is not sufficient. You need to, in next century, you need to find emotional and intelligent employees to your organization, to build your organization. Otherwise, it is very difficult you to, do everything along with the machineries. So try to train your employees with AI. We are going to recruit, we do a measurement test now actually. We do a test to identify their AI level. But that is the future. Okay, then thank you very much. My last slide. Thank you very much for you all. But I am going to give you two more, right, quotes. First one is David Ducker, Austrian-born German scientist, said, don't try to innovate for the future, innovate for the present. One of my very famous, my mentors, Mr. Dr. Abdul Kalam, your former President of India, is also a scientist and engineer by profession. He says, you cannot change your future, but you can change your attitude and habits. If you can change your habits, then surely your habit will change your future. Thank you very much.